Well, hello guys and welcome to SteveKnows. Today we're going over my favourite top 10 best sideloaded games that I've played on the Oculus Quest. Sideloaded games are ones that aren't available on the Oculus Store, but you can take the APK files and load them directly onto the Oculus Quest if you plug it into a computer, opening up the game library that you could have tenfold. So let's go over some of the best games available to sideload on the Oculus Quest. T for God, when we stumbled across this game we thought it could change how VR games are designed and my jaw was dropped. It's making use of a concept called Euclidean orbifold to enable you to walk around your room with real locomotion indefinitely. It's set in the future where the world is ruled by the God Emperor, and it's taking a dystopian future's tale of robots or machines that we created that had eventually gone crazy with religion. Then an incident had happened which they refer to as the Steve incident. The machines killed humanity, but somehow you survived, and like many great brutal Japanese movies, you're trying to avenge your family. So you have gone undercover as a machine trying to destroy the bots. This game is in its early stages and it's already presenting us with incredible promises that I've not seen anyone in VR attempt. So in the game you walk around shooting bots with two guns that are attached to you with an awesome mechanic that I oddly admired that made me feel like RoboCop. And to add on to that, it's got procedurally generated worlds where we're able to experience a room scale virtual reality game that allows us to walk around in this virtual world forever. There's also been a recent update where you can add modules to your robotic self to enable special abilities such as improved attributes on damage and defense, expanding the game with more, giving us a sense of progression. This is turning into an awesome game you need to try. Deism, this game got rejected by the Oculus Store, so it's been made available to sideloads. Thank you devs. This game was available in 2016 on PC VR but recently tried making its way over to the Quest. This is a game where you can experience what it's like to be an all-powerful god overlooking civilizations. You can be kind and nurture your people, or be evil and throw them into the abyss of space. This game does follow the flat earth theory by your playing field being a single flat plane. With your godly powers, you're able to expand your world by selecting items in your magical repertoire and throwing them down onto the available cells, providing the people with resources such as food and wood to build houses. You are also given tasks and objectives as you progress through the game, which can be things such as protecting your people or growing a certain kind of tree. Think of this as VR Sims. This game differs from many VR titles as it takes the godlike view, also combined with the first-person view. You get the best of both worlds. I think you would enjoy this game if you're a fan of Sims or Tycoon-type titles, as it's not an action-packed, fast-paced game. It's oddly therapeutic as you guide and provide for your people. You have a mana gauge which, when exhausted, prevents you from performing miracles, and certain miracles have a cost to them, so you need to manage this wisely. You can also control the elements once unlocked, such as lightning, rain, and fire if you want to cause destruction. There are many environments for you to place down as well: grass, water, pine, ice, mountains, desert, oases, volcanoes, swamps, plenty. This is a really interesting game that I did enjoy. It was a nice break from the action-packed titles that are so prevalent in VR. Climbey! This game has been seeing great reviews from the community, but it was denied from the Oculus Store, so the demo has been released that was created to show Oculus what this game can do on the Quest. This demo contains community-made levels as well as the PC VR Steam demo. There is hopefully going to be an unofficial release of this game as well, so not on the official Quest Store, but somewhere online so you can sideload the full title. The game reminds me of Free Running and Rec Room, that fast-paced jumping around, maneuvering as fast as possible to make it to the end of the track like gameplay. This is not one for new VR users because you will feel motion sickness. This game boasts well-made, fast-paced mechanics that we need to see more of in our big releases. It has a very simple art style with bold, bright colours, which the Quest always seems to attract due to the hardware limitations, just as long as it plays well, and it does. This title isn't easy though. There is a learning curve getting used to putting the grips to run and to get up to speed whilst using the triggers to grab objects to climb to enable yourself to get around the obstacle course. It's a very different way of playing. You will have to adjust. Don't Corp VR. This was a special, unique little game where you need some space because it's a room scale title. It's a game that is created specifically for the Quest and its wireless freedom. The game is advertised as real world locomotion, which made me laugh because it's true. You literally have to walk around the space like in real life. It's not set in a huge area, but you do need a little bit of space. So if you've got a small bedroom, you can't really play this. You need to find some floor space. The aim of the game is you've been separated from your dog, and you want him back, so you have to make your way through a series of rooms, blasting away enemies with guns that come out the back of your hands like a dog avenging RoboCop. The enemies are these evil-looking robots that take so many hits to go down, so fire away. The expected recommended play space is 3 by 3 meters, but I do have a smaller play space than this and it still worked fine. The USP of this game is its 1-to-1 scale of your movement. It will create the map based on the size of your play space, and then each of the levels is created based on that mapping. The art style of this game is also chosen very well, especially the color tones, the greys. They fit very well to an evil robot dog thieving corporation. There is a ton of levels for you to enjoy, and I always kept thinking, what's going to be around the next corner? I can't give up saving my dog. This is an oddly charming game, and I enjoyed it more than I thought, and I think you will too. A blast from the past with Quake. I haven't played this game since way back on PC, and I probably shouldn't have been playing it then as a young child in 1996. But the VR adoption of the game is truly, and I mean truly, incredible. To be able to play such a nostalgic and culturally defining game in virtual reality with the old school graphics, which I am a sucker for, just ticked every box for me. This is the full game as well, not just a 2-hour VR experience where you just stand still. It's very fast paced, so you can play this game the way it's meant to be played, by shooting and dodging and running around like a headless chicken until you feel very sick. The controls felt very intuitive as well. It wasn't uncomfortable in any way. I just dived straight into the game and I was playing straight away, no hassle. There are a variety of enemies in this game as well, which you will have to approach in a different way. Some of you will attack at a distance, so you'll have to dodge projectiles. Some are better being taken out at close combat, so using a shotgun to blast them away. Quake has a very gothic theme to it, with a variety of environments such as castles, secret labs, and dungeons. And this is not an easy game. You'll have to get in that zen mode of pure destruction and move around really fast, taking people out as quickly as possible, and it's such a rush. This is a great game to experience again for the older generation, and definitely an amazing game for the new people to try out as well. I would have paid for this title, but it's completely free, so enjoy it. Wrong Voyage Ex. This is a creepy game, and it starts off really cool. I was excited for this one with its awesome retro-styled worlds. It's a very fleshed out experience with very steady frame rates and smooth gameplay. It's one that I was impressed with. This is a first-person shooter puzzle game where you are to progress through varying worlds, shooting enemies with your blaster, and these enemies are weird. There's a glowing green thing, a skeleton that runs at you with an Illuminati face, spiders, zombies, just a random mix of monsters. And I have to admit, being slightly scared at moments when playing this. So to continue progressing in this game, you have to find switches and shoot them, which enable you to unlock doors, which enable you to find more switches to unlock even more doors. It's a big puzzle maze-like game with shooting. The most charming thing about this though to me is the art style. Elements like grass or bush or the textures, they're all styled like an old school game of Doom. This game also has a lot of levels as well. It doesn't end after a few puzzles, and this is a free experience that is full and complete. It's probably one of the most steady, reliable experiences I've had the pleasure of sideloading. And it also actually kept me engaged and interested in the worlds. Although it was simple, it was captivating. I didn't know what to expect diving in, but I was pleasantly surprised with this one. Hardlight Blade. This game's a bit of fun, not a fully fledged game, but an enjoyable experience where you can try and get high scores and compete against friends. The game starts off with you choosing dual-wield weapons, a tough choice between a lightsaber or an axe, with the ability to customize any color you like. Once chosen, the game begins and you have to survive as long as possible. If you've chosen the lightsaber, you'll be able to slice off body parts, and if you've chosen the axe, you can slice them up too, but you also have the ability to throw it and call it back like Kratos and the Bifrost. Boy. So diving in this game, you have a bunch of enemies that come at you, and you simply just have to survive as long as possible. And there are plenty of enemy types, one with spiky battering arms, one that shoots you with lasers, there are little ones with lightsabers, there are big ones with lightsabers, and they just increase with difficulty and in numbers as time goes on. This game is made for the wireless freedom of the Oculus Quest, because you're always spinning around trying to watch your back for new enemies that appear. There is also a creepy part of this game. There is a blind mode where you can play in the complete darkness and enemies appear last minute with their glowing weapons. This has a very arcadey feel to it, which I love because it's all about just having fun. It's not something you're going to be playing forever, but you'll definitely have a ton of fun playing this for hours on end with your friends. And if you're bored, it's also a great option. Again, this is a title that when sideloaded runs really well, so I can't complain on that front, that it's free and it plays well. And the favorite part about this game for me is the music. The soundtracks are awesome. It just made me want to play over and over again. Half-Life with Lambda 1 VR. With everyone excited for Half-Life Alyx, this could be the time to revisit the classic title to catch up on the story on previous events, but with a sprinkle of a virtual reality mod. So you can sideload this onto your Quest and play the original game from 1998 in beautiful VR with the use of Lambda 1 VR. You just simply have to buy the game from Steam, put the files onto your headset and sideload Lambda 1 VR, and you can enjoy the full feature-length game in virtual reality. This title, even with the old school graphics, is still one of the best VR titles you can get, with its in-depth, rich story and extended gameplay length, with crowbar brutality and first-person shooting. You play Gordon Freeman, a physicist that works at the Black Mesa research facility, and during an experiment with an extra-dimensional rift, something goes wrong and the lab is invaded by aliens. Instead of running and giving up, you plan for war, taking on the onslaught to save the world from its demise. This title also supports multiplayer, so you can get online and take on the rest of the world, providing you with even more content. Be sure to keep an eye out for a Steam sale on this one so you can get the game cheap, because you don't need a gaming PC to enjoy it. You can just put it onto your Quest and enjoy a great VR title. Physics Playground. This is a tech demo, but I think it's just a ton of fun. And for the Quest, it shows off some cool mechanics. This is made in Unity and was created to show off rigid body and collision physics on the Quest. So objects feel like they have a sense of weight and interact with each other. So when you're throwing a gun at the wall, how should that react? Well, play the game and find out. This title has also given you a full body, which is great. Too many floating arms in VR titles. You can see your strong forearms with the vascular veins popping out to show that you mean business. You are represented with a variety of weapons. There's a pistol, assault rifle, swords, blunt objects. Select your weapon and then enter the room, and you can face off against static opponents or ones that have guns and are trying to kill you. I enjoyed battling out one-to-one with a crash test dummy, throwing my guns at them, shooting their heads, or just pistol whipping them. Once killed, they drop health ready for you to pick up, heal up, and take on the next one. It's so simple, but it was just a ton of fun, and if you're looking for some free VR titles to play, I'm sure this is one that will keep you occupied for hours. Here are some honourable mentions. So probably the best sideloaded VR title is Crysis VRigade. This game they're calling the Time Crisis of VR. This is a stage-like shooter where you have to duck behind vehicles, walls, counters, sofas, pots, to avoid being shot by criminals who are armed to the teeth. You are a police officer sent out to a bank robbery, and instead of reading them their rights, you aim to kill them instead. You have to race against the clock also to try and get to the end before the time runs out and the bomb explodes. You have to really ensure you get your shooting skills on point so you can pop out from behind cover and get a headshot as fast as possible, because you can get hit out of nowhere if you just lose focus for even a second. I found a good technique for this was to pop out behind cover and shoot blindly as fast as possible, getting your squat game on. Your main weapon of the game is a pistol, which is one of my favorite because to reload it you have to drop the clip, grab a clip from your side, insert it and cock the weapon. If you pick up other weapons in game, you simply just have to throw it away once you've run out of ammo. You only get 3 lives, so if you get shot 3 times, it's game over and you have to start again from the beginning, because this game punishes you. The art style was also really great. It looks fantastic on the Quest. I can't recall experiencing any frame issues or glitches playing this title either. It runs great, looks great, is great. This game was also released on PC VR and PlayStation VR about a year ago. And because of this, we also get additional content in this sideloaded game, which is a new mission called Port Ambush. That's if you actually manage to get past the first one. This game is incredibly fun. It's probably one of the most highest quality sideloaded games yet, and you must play. So So that's it from me. I hope there was something there that you found really interesting, because there's a ton of games, a variety for you to try out, and all of them are completely free. There are even side-loadable games that you can pay for if you visit itch.io, or just get SideQuest and you can install all the demos and all the applications that are available there. So thanks for watching SteveKnows. Happy gaming, guys. Good day.